You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Well, good evening, or whenever you watch this, good morning, good afternoon, whatever. Ah, hello, Cuban. Hello, Miss Katie. Miss Ellen stopped by earlier. As always, a pleasure to have y'all here. What a week. What a week. Well, actually, what a last few days. Um, the point of this video is just like I said. I want to give my opinions and thoughts on what's been discussed the last few days vis-a-vis the Coach Hayes show. Uh Shad. I haven't seen Shad in a long time. I've seen other people, but I've never seen Shad. Anyway, uh, we and the thing is it's been some great oh, sorry, Cuban, Hollywood. There's been some great debates, some great conversations, some great points of views and perspectives, which is what we welcome here. You had the Coach Hayes show the other night, and then last night, Shad had his show. And unfortunately, man, I had to work days the last 2 days, and when that alarm clock goes off at 3 o'clock, that's kind of early. So it really, I mean, I hate to miss those shows live. Crip, how you feeling, man? Um, Crip said he was in the he had went to the ER. He had some flu symptoms and stuff. So glad you're here, Crip. I hope you feel better. Hopefully it's not too serious. So there was a lot of debate. The the big topics. Basically, I don't want to say there was division. I'm not saying that. But the main focus, what I gathered, and again, I I didn't wasn't able to watch the whole thing through. I had to watch pieces by pieces by pieces, and I finally got through them all today. So, and I was watching Shad's show. Well, we're glad you're here, Krupp. We're glad you're here. Thank you so much. The two points of view, if you will. I don't want to say sides because we're not about that. The 2 points of view were the standard, which is the 10 wins or more, versus the I guess the realistic point of view, I can't describe it any other way. And basically, what I got from it was the standard, the reality. Yes. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna get the video line open. Let me get through my monologue. You know how we do it here. And I really wanted to give my opinion, not because I'm any more special than anybody else. I just have a microphone, a camera, and I have my channel. So I'm gonna do my thing. But seriously though, and I do now, of course, I had to use my little notebook. I was at work, but I was jotting down some notes and some thoughts and so forth and so on. And yes, people, I mean, I know it probably feels like the last few days have been like 6 months long. Okay. Phil, the swag. Romano. QB, I missed you. I'm sorry. How you doing, QB? So basically, what we have are two major points of view: the standard and the reality. And I will say this, it's a very slippery slope, in my opinion. Uh, me personally, I just want this coaching staff to set these young men up for success. That's what I want. Now, I will tell you, give you a little history, give you a little history. Every year for the last, well, I'm not going to tell you how many decades, every game I expect Miami to win. Every preseason, every time we're in the off season or right before the football, I expect Miami to go 11-0, 12-0. I expect them to win and go to the championship game. And I guess the last few years, I don't know if I didn't give up hope, but I just realized, I just take it game by game. Now, don't get me wrong. This is just me personally. I expect Miami to win every game. That's just the way I am. And sometimes, the reality kicks in and it's like, all right, here we go. But here's the big issue. Mario is going into his third season. Mario is getting paid a king's ransom to coach. Miami just signed a 940, $50,000 quarterback for 1 year. I wish I could work 1 year for $1 million. And in my opinion, if a young man, and this is not a personal thing against Cam Ward. No, this is not personal. I'm just giving you the numbers. If Cam Ward is going to get paid through negotiations and the dinners and the whatevers, if he's going to get paid 900, I'm just going to say 950 just for the sake of argument. I may be wrong, I may be right, but that's not the point. You're paying this young man $950,000 to quarterback the Miami Hurricane football team. Guess what? You got to have a return investment. Okay, whether you wanted Cam or not, whether you like him or not, the fact is the university or somebody is paying that young man $950,000 for results. Okay. So guess what? This is just me. I'm expecting I'm expecting to see this team get out there and kick some ass for $1,000,000. Okay. Then you got Mario. We're in year 3. Okay, year 3. Something's got to happen for the money that he's being paid, because no other Miami coach has been paid or player has been paid what has been paid this season and when Mario came in. So something's got to happen. Okay, something has got to happen. And with Coach Hayes, and yes, I know everybody's foaming at the mouth, chomping at the bit to get in, and you are gonna get in. I got all night. I don't have to go back to work till tomorrow night, so we have time. I just want to give my opinion, which is hence for the little thumbnail. Put me in, coach. I'm ready. Nah. So Coach Hayes, from what I gathered, and I'm not taking sides, I'm just telling you what I saw. Coach Hayes said, so Miami basically finished, they finished with 7 wins this past season. Now, the Georgia Tech game technically should have been a win. Okay. Let's just say it should have. It wasn't, but it should have. So technically, the football team should have had 8 wins. They should have been 8-5. Yeah, 8 wins. So just with that as a baseline, okay, that's our baseline. That's the level. If you take that and you add in the $950,000 quarterback, that should get you at least 2 wins. Okay. And I can follow that logic. I can appreciate that logic. Now, to me, there are a lot of variables still in this equation. You know, the defense. I'm sure the defense is going to be fine. But again, I say we, but I don't know. I have not seen a product on the field yet. Everything has been on paper. Everything has been transfer portal. Hell, I couldn't even you know, about a month ago, I couldn't tell you the defensive roster. So the offense is going to be all right. The defense, the play calling, the coaching from the sideline, the coaching practices, i.e., time management, game management, when to take a knee, when to call a timeout, those things. Talent, we have talent. But with right now, with present climate and circumstances, this team should get 10 wins. Now, let me throw this out here. And I promise you, give me just a few seconds and I will open up the video line because I know y'all are ready and I'm ready. The shoot, I done forgot what I was going to say. The standard. Okay. I understand that side of the standard and I understand side of the reality. The reality is we've been through this song and dance before. We have. And the standard was basically those of us fans who said, yeah, we're going to win the championship. Matter of fact, okay, here's the last thing and I'll open it up. When the team comes together on that first practice, be it football, baseball, basketball, curling, ping pong, pickleball, insert your sport here. Do they start the first practice? Do they start the season saying, hey, we want to be number 5? We want to finish third? No. They come out and they talk about winning the championship. Any sport, anytime, anywhere. It's always you start the season, you start the first practice wanting to be number 1. I'll just leave it at that. Now, as far as tonight goes, like I said, I do have some questions, some I don't want to say topics because Miss Ellen talked about, categorizing the topics good to bad. Didn't have that much time. Had to work today. Cuban made the suggestion about the upgrade, downgrade, thumbs up, thumbs down. Not a bad little game show. I think it's better than Shad and his numbers, but nah, it ain't like that. So, uh, I will say this in closing of the monologue that I really, I really enjoyed the points of views. I enjoyed the debates. Okay. Me, this team with with everything that's going on with all the upgrades and this, you got to do it. You got to do 10 wins. You got to. If they don't do 10 wins based on what they have, then what's going on? So I did put the StreamYard link in the invite in the chat. Now, there is the reality part in that Mario hasn't done anything yet. His game management is piss poor. His coaching style is piss poor. Uh the the Pac-12 days, the this, the that, and you're right. I think both sides are correct. Um, so my first my first topic will be let's talk about Coach Hayes and his 10-win prediction, his side of the debate on the 10-win prediction. Like I said, I believe workforce, how you doing, man? I understand where Coach Hayes is coming from. I understand where he's getting his logic from. Okay, that again should have had the eight. Should say we'll have 8 wins last year. You bring in what you brought in, plus the transfer portal, plus you have those talented young men. Okay, then it's at least 2 more wins. Got to be. You can't do all these upgrades and not produce on the field. You know, and Shad was talking last night, which was an excellent show, by the way, Shad. Excellent show. Excellent show. Cuban, excellent. Uh, E. Brown showed up. I think QB showed up. And there was somebody else. I don't remember who it was. Dadgummit. But anyway, one of the thing about Shad is the standard. He brought up the standard in that there was always this standard, this standard of success, from the 80s and so forth. And I feel that the standard has been exploited, for lack of a better term, to where now we as fans are just like, well, 7, 8 wins, that's pretty good, but used to, no. Chris Kane, that's who it was. Thank you, QB. That's right. Chris Kane. My gosh, how could I forget that? Been a long day. Chris Kane, excellent points of view as always, and I think what has happened, honestly, is we always had that standard of success, but those of us who preached the standard and expected the standard were ridiculed by the powers that be. In that, oh no, the ones who make the excuses, okay, the ones who say there are obstacles in the way are obstacles, you know, and the narrative of obstacles, the narrative of accepting mediocrity, the narrative of basically excuses became the norm. And if you spoke out against that, because let's think about it. You take all these, you take these as I've called them, the corporate radios, the ones who are not allowed to say anything but good things. Miami could be 1-11, God forbid, and they would still make excuses on how the season was successful, but there was this issue, there was that issue, there was this issue that we didn't know about, but we're going to make it up. And that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. If they want to say that, let them say it. I don't care. I'm not bashing what other people say on the social medias. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying it's all, remember the discernment? Talked about the discernment filter. I talked about don't believe the hype. Okay. And it seems like I don't want to call them the moral majority, but the majority know, and we all know that if this football team does not become successful under the tutelage of said Mario Cristobal, then who's going to come in? Who's going to right the ship? I'm not saying it's Mario or nothing, but let's be honest with ourselves. How many people were chomping at the bit? Oh, it's okay, Crip. It's okay. I'm just glad to make you to see you and hear from you and uh see that you're doing okay. Because when somebody says they had to go to the emergency room, I'm thinking of an arm is hanging off, or there's like a lawnmower blade sticking out. You think of the worst. But what I'm getting at is, me personally, for the longest time, I was always Miami's going to win. Miami's going to win. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. But and I'm sure a lot of y'all are the same way. But unfortunately, you have so many. Well, no, not really. You don't have so many. You have these outlets that speak whatever is good for the program. And so many people listen to that. And it's said so much, and people hear it for so long that they start to conform their thinking. And next thing you know, these media outlets have created an army of lambs, sheep, okay? And they are not open to any other perspectives or points of view or any other, logic. And I believe what's happened is over the last probably 7, 8 years. I don't know. It's just gotten worse because y'all know as well as I do, you know, Coker come in, rode the coattails of Butch Davis. Everybody thought Coker was the next greatest Jimmy Johnson. And then Coker fell off. Which reminds me, next Tuesday, episode 3 from Rise of the Fall series, Coker's Last Stand, 2006. Spoiler alert, he gets fired after the season. But, you know, Coker goes, here comes Randy Shannon. Guess what? Hype machine, Randy is going to lead us to the promised land. Okay. Now, granted, there was the internet back then, believe it or not, but it wasn't like it is now. You didn't have all the social media, you just had message boards. But, Shannon didn't pan out. And here comes Al Golden. Al Golden is going to lead us to the promised land. Didn't happen. So forth and so on and so on. And then Mark Richt shows up, gets Miami to that 10-win plateau. And then nothing. Then, of course, Manning, etc. Y'all know the history. But what I'm getting at is, honestly, right now, we're rinse and repeat. It's like the Matrix. This is version 5. Okay. In other words, at the end of the Matrix, come to find out, Neo, the chosen one, was basically the 5th version of it. So they've been through this. Okay. But you're number 5. And that's basically what we're having right now. Everybody's expecting the sun, the moon, the stars, you know, rainbows and unicorns. But with all this social media now, everybody's voice can be heard. Everybody says in this, and I have like I said, you have these certain media outlets that they're gonna spew rainbows and unicorns and sunshine and starry blue skies out their ass because that's what they're getting paid for. Okay. And that's fine. Unfortunately, people don't have the discernment filter. So to my point to the standard, okay, it's it's still there. Okay. For me personally, it's there. Okay. There it is. I'm gonna put that link in there just in case. But if nobody wants to talk, that's fine. That is okay. I'm just giving my opinion. Okay. And my thing was, what defines the standard? Is it the fans' definition or is it the administration's definition? Which, oh, if I'm not mistaken, where did I write it down? There it is. That there was a Radakovich article that Shad referenced to, that year 3 was going to be the turnaround. Okay. So basically, right now, everything that's being said is basically the fans. It's us. It's our opinions. It's our frustrations. It's our discontent or content, you know. But unfortunately, it doesn't make a rat's ass difference what we think unless people stop going to the games. I understand that. Or if the planes start flying. Okay. at the end of the day, the administration has the final say on whether, Mario is being successful or not. And I'm sure there are many variables that go into that equation. I'm not ignoring y'all's comments. I'm in the zone right now. So I'm really not. So please, if you're trying to say something to me, I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just in the zone right now. So, yes, I understand the fans, the people who go to the game, the ones who spend their money on tickets, t-shirts, memorabilia, you know, they can cut back. But then again, Hard Rock's been empty a few times, you know. So I would have to believe that with the university giving Mario the money they've given him to coach this team and have the team be successful and bring success to the University of Miami, that there has to be a standard. It's just like any other job. If the company is gonna pay you X amount of dollars, they expect X amount of dollars of productivity and progress. And if you don't meet the expectation of said administration's expectations and getting the job done, you're out of there. They'll find somebody else. Now, again, I've spoken about this before months ago. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I mean, this ain't a Charlie Rich song. You know, when we get behind closed doors and she lets her hair. Anyway, we don't know. When I say we, basically those of us that are here tonight, the ones who watch the Coach Hayes, the ones who watch the Shads, the ones who are in the Discords, the Twitters, the people who want to be part of the entertainment of foolishness posse. Yeah, I had to wear my shirt tonight because it is what it is. The crazy thing is, and I'm not discounting anybody's opinion or point of view by no stretch of the imagination. We can sit here and go savage like Miss Katie. That young lady, I tell you, she speaks her mind and she speaks it with conviction and truth and heartfelt. Just she's going to tell you how she feels. We can all be like that, but at the end of the day, if the administration at the university thinks that Mario's doing a good job, guess what? It's going to happen. And I'm not saying that, years of mediocrity and underachievement is going to continue. I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying as of right now, we can have our standard versus reality conversations, but it is what it is. But we the fans have the right to do that though. We have the right to make our opinions and voice our opinions and make our opinions known. And I would encourage everybody who's here or anybody who watches this, you know, try not to listen to the same or don't try not to listen to people who share your opinion. Listen to somebody who may not, who may, I don't want to say other side of the fence, but somebody who may not share your point of view. Okay. Do that. And then think about it. So is 2001 the level of achievement, or is 2001 the standard of success bar? If that's what you think, I know Shad was talking about that, but if 2001 is your measuring stick for success, that's fine. Me personally, I basically take everything from 79 to now. I look how things were in the 80s. I look how things were in the early 90s. I look at how things became into 2001, and then I look at the last 20 years. That's just me. Yeah, you can say 2001 could be in a level of achievement because of the success of the team. And you are perfectly within your rights to feel that way. Okay. But me, and I know Shad and him touched on it, but my thing is where and what has happened to the outrage, the anger, the discontent when a team loses? You know, where is the dissatisfaction in losing to a Middle Tennessee State? Where is the drive to not have that happen again? Okay, it happened once. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We're not going to let it happen again. Okay, we took the loss, fine. We ain't going to let that happen again. There's, and even now I'm talking from not just, I'm not bashing the players, but just from the head coach down. Where is that? Okay, like, okay, case in point. We all know about the '86 season. Went to the Fiesta Bowl in '87, played Penn State, and I hate to say it, but Jimmy Johnson should have ran the ball, but that's not the point. They lost to Penn State. They come back the next year and they just got after it. Where is that? Where is that determination and drive? It all starts with the head coach. Now, with that being said, give me just a minute to pull this. Is that what I want? No, that's not what I want. I want this. Excuse me. Shad put out. Okay, it's the interview that Mario Cristobal put out, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but the little quotation. Let's see if I can share this right quick so y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, let me add this to the stage. Here we go. So, this is what I'm talking about. All right. And if you look, Mario is quoted by saying, "Everything we're building is for sustainability. No BS, no nonsense, no tweets or shirts or slogans." And again, I did not listen to the radio broadcast. I just saw that. And the reason why I bring that up is we've heard this song and dance before. When is it going to be proven on the field? When is the product going to be delivered? You know, it's they were saying again, I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm on a roll right now. And I'm really trying to stay composed because I'm very, very adamant, enthusiastic about this because I'm really sick and damn tired of what kind of bullshit's been going on. I really am. And it's not just here lately, it's the last 20 years. Okay. But, you know, talking about it's not it's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, yes, it is. It is. Okay. Now, again, please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this 2024 season is going to be in the ditches. I'm not saying that. Everybody in here, everybody part of the Canes Nation is expecting good things. We are. We're hoping for good things. Okay. And, Mario does have a track record. I don't I don't want to pull up, or excuse me, I don't want to bring up any Pac-12 or anything like that. Uh, let's see here. Let me try to see here. Okay. Do, do, do. So yeah, workforce. Please don't get me wrong. I understand. I'm not saying Mario came into the best situation, but he also didn't come into the worst one. You know. Uh, I do believe that a lot of this Mario expectation was kind of self-inflicted. We all thought that Mario was going to be the chosen one, the Neo, you know, but a lot of us also thought that, Randy Shannon was going to be the chosen one, Al Golden, Mark Rick, Manny Diaz. We all thought that. And I really don't think this is just solely because it's Mario. I think it's just the scenario. We've been through this same song and dance and we've been let down before. It's kind of like when you keep asking all the girls to go to the dance with you. I'm sure they still have dances. I don't know. But it's like you're in high school. It's going to take a second for me to remember that. It's been so long. But no, it's like when you're in high school and you have like the homecoming dance, the prom, the whatever, and you keep asking this girl or guy, you ask this other person, hey, would you like to go? They say, well, let me think about it. And then, no, I'm not going to be able to. Okay, so you go to somebody else, same thing. So it's always just you feel like you're going to be let down anyway. So you're automatically going to be in that mindset. So what I'm getting at is, and of course, I'm not saying that's where it's at, but it seems to me that Miami has been in such a state of mediocrity. That's what we expect. We know we're going to get a new coach. We ride the high and then we crash into the shore. You know, and I'm telling you, this 2024 season, it's like every other season. I'm expecting Miami to come out and win every contest. And if they don't, okay, what happened? Now we can get into the wherefores and where art thous on how the game was lost, why the game was lost, what should have been done, what shouldn't have been done. Should they have taken a knee? Should they have used two hands? We can do that all day long. But the fact of the matter is, how does this team increase their chances for setup to successfully being set up? You know? And whether, depending on what your opinion is, there was issues in first year of Mario's coaching regime. There was issues last year. And hopefully things will be better this year. And honestly, I don't give a rat's ass who's the coach. I don't care if it's self-directed. I just want to see Miami play the way that we all know they're capable of playing because they have the talent. They have talented young men. They can do it. They just need a leader who can guide them through the troubled waters. Anybody can win when things are good, you know, but can you stand the rain? All right. New edition. Can you you know what I'm saying? Anybody can have a good day when the sun's shining. What kind of day how do you make your day good when the rain is coming down and the storm is churning? Now, another thing that's been talked about is getting Mario a game manager, a game management assistant. Okay, my honest opinion. I could understand if if Mario, and again, I'm not picking on Mario the person. I'm just saying Mario the coach. If you're paying all that money, you're investing money, the money that Miami is investing in Mario, then you're investing that money based on what you think the value of that man is to the football team, the university. So therefore, let's just say 8 million for shits and giggles. Okay, just say eight, just for shits and giggles. Okay, I don't know what the exact number is. I'm just using 8 million because that's what I've been hearing. So we'll just say, just for the sake of argument, 8 million. If you're gonna pay $8 million for a head coach, they shouldn't need a game management assistant. That's like, that's like getting a racing driver. You're paying top dollar. Okay, I'm gonna put it in my world. That's like Ferrari F1 hiring Lewis Hamilton, paying him all this money to come drive for him, but you're going to give him driving aids when he races. You know, if you know, I just feel like if you're going to value this employee at this dollar amount, then they should be able to handle all aspects of that job. That's what you, the employer, are saying. Just my opinion, you know. And maybe, a lot of people talk about, well, Mario's been like this since whenever. Okay, fine. Well, then somebody, whoever signed the check, whoever gave the money should say, hey, look, bruh, we know you've had issue. We know you've had trouble with, you know, timeouts, game management, etc. You really need to work on that. Okay. Because again, if it's my money, okay, if I'm paying Cuban to come to redo my roof, I would make sure that he is able to do all aspects of the work. In other words, I shouldn't have to go hire another contractor to come in to make sure there are hammers, nails, ladders. Shouldn't have to go hire another contractor to make sure that the shingles are in the right place before they're nailed down. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, you realize the money that Mario is getting paid in a long-term contract, by the way. All right. Personally, I think it should have been, oh, I'm sorry, Hollywood. Hollywood, Hollywood player. But again, that's just what I'm thinking. Now, granted, I think the was it 8, 10-year contract length. I think that could invite a little bit of complacency. It can invite a little bit of procrastination. In other words, uh, if you're gonna pay him, if he knows that he's getting $80 million for the next 10 years, what's the hurry? I mean, honestly. And what I go back to Hollywood doing the roof on my house. Okay. If I pay Hollywood by the hour, guess what? He gonna take as long as he wants to get that roof up because the more hours that Hollywood works, the more money in his pocket. But if I say, look, I'm gonna pay you for the job, guess what? Hollywood gonna get that job done as fast as and properly as he can so he can get to another job and make more money. You see where I'm getting at? Again, I'm not insinuating that's what Mario's doing. I'm just giving you the facts as I see them and giving my opinion. All right. And yes, I think, well, I can't say that I think, but I can only hope that since Mario is the coach, okay, I had no say so in it, but Mario's the next coach in a long line of coaches. All I can do is hope that, okay, can this year be the year? Is this the year that they decide, let's get our heads out of our asses? Here's how we're going to do it. Here's our process. Here's our procedure. Here's our standard. Here's what we're going to do. This is our target. We're going to hit it. We're not going to go into fall camp saying, we're going to go for number 3. We're going to try to get finished second in the coastal. We're just going to try to win the coastal. No, you come in with the mentality that you're going to win the national championship no matter how hard you have to work. That's the goal. Perfection is the goal. Anything less is uncivilized and unacceptable. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom. So let me ask you this. And I think it was on Shad's show. I'm not sure. But do you think Mario gets a free pass because he is a alum? You know, does he get a free pass because he, as Miss Katie said, he did what he did at Oregon. In other words, how can I say this? Do you think that the media outlets, do you think that they're giving Mario a free pass because of the fact that he played at Miami? He coached tight ends, offensive line for a little bit at Miami. And okay, fine. Everybody else wants to bring up the Pac-12 and his success. Okay, let's bring that up. Not that it makes a rat's ass difference. It's what have you done for me lately? Do 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 do. Anyway, I know I'm being crazy. Everybody brings up the Oregon. You know, I think I heard a bit in that radio thing about or he talked about how Mario talked about how when he came to Oregon, they were 4-8. Our first year, we were 4-8. Okay. And how did you set that team up for success? How did that success grow and build, incubate? How did you incubate and grow that success of that team? Yeah, Pac-12 championship. Okay. What else? Maybe that's all that team was able to do. Maybe that was the best that that team could do was a Pac-12 championship. Sometimes you can start the season or start the practices saying, "Hey, we're gonna win the championship," and sometimes you're just not good enough. But the fact of the matter is you get out there and you try and you give 110%. The head coaches make sure that their players are set up to succeed and be able to provide them an opportunity to give 110%. Am I saying that this is not happening? I don't know. I just see what's on the field. I just see what's on the I just see the games. I see what's on the field. And I make my assumptions, presumptions, thoughts, theories based on what I see. And honestly, what I see is a bunch of talent. And I've seen this, and this goes beyond Mario. This is, you know, every year seems like I see a bunch of talented young men. I see a group of young men who have the potential to be greater than they ever expected, but yet nobody is there to guide those young men in the ways they need to be guided. Talk about the culture. Okay, what's the culture? The head coach. It's kind of like the boss at a job. You know what type of people, you know what type of personalities, you know what type of charismas that you have in this group of people. And as the boss, the supervisor, the manager, your job is to take that group of people, all the different functionalities, the dysfunctionalities, the charismas. You are to take that group of people and make them or have them reach the goal of whatever it is, the business that you're in. That the manager is to manage. The coach is to coach. How do I take this group of people and help them achieve the top of the mountain? How do you do that? All right. Y'all give me just a second. I need to take a quick intermission. So give me just 1 second and we'll right back at All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to take a quick intermission. All right, that's just fancy for piss break. I'm sorry. So, as I was saying, the manager, the coach, the head dude in charge is supposed to take that group of folks and make them function as a successful group. Let's see. And the problem I see right now, and it's the same problem I've seen for the last 20 years, is you got people making excuses. Instead of saying, hey, maybe he's not the right guy, maybe he has fallacies. But what I'm saying is, it's like, again, if you listen to these certain media outlets, it's like, we're going to ride or die with this head coach, not Mario, but this insert your head coach here, because A, that's what we're paid to do. And two, we have talked so much noise and blow so much smoke up this guy's ass or girl's ass. Pause. Uh, they have hyped this person up so much that they're too proud to say, hey, we were wrong. And unfortunately, in this day and age that we live in, like I said before, and I've said many times before, that a lot of folks are like, you know, sheep to the slaughter. They follow it. They don't use the discernment filter. And man, I tell you, I'm so sorry. I'm not reading these comments, but I am. I'm focused. I'm so Katie. I know you're saying good stuff. Uh, if anybody else is throwing some knowledge out there, hey, I'm sorry. I'm in the zone, or as the cool kids say, I'm cooking. But no, I want to make sure that I give my unadulterated opinion, but yet I don't want to get hung up on this. What did I call it? The Cuban coalition versus Hayes hombres. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. But no, I'm not. I'm sorry. Hollywood. Hollywood. So the excuses, and again, this is not just solely a Mario thing. This is the same thing that's been going on for a while, in my opinion. So again, when we talk about these predictions, when we talk about what this Miami football team, what kind of wins they should get, should it be, based on reality? Is it based on a standard? It doesn't matter because you have to remember these predictions, it's a slippery slope, and honestly, I just want to see a product on the field. But I will say this, with the money that is being spent based on the preconceived value of the product, that product needs to work. You're not going to sit there and buy something. If you go buy an $80,000 Corvette, you expect that Corvette to be a Corvette and do what a Corvette does. You don't spend the $80,000 on the Corvette and hope that it will perform like a 77 Pinto. No. Alright. So it looks like we have the, 2001 Standard with us. I think this is a new person to the chat and to the show. So welcome 2001 Standard. I'm glad you are here. Ah, let me change my there we go. Whoops. Put that up a little bit. There we go. Uh, welcome to the show, 2001 Standard. Do you have anything to say?
Brother. you're landing in heavy, as we should, right? I think this show is necessary. I think what I did yesterday was necessary. I think what Coach Hayes did was necessary, as well as Hollywood Cuban Kane Hogan, J Love, and my man Muhammad, my guy QB. I think this is very necessary, right?
Right.
I'm gonna put my face up here, but I wanted to pub my thumbnail, Kane's Roundtable, the
That's right.
Standard
That's
is
right.
back edition.
Let me pull a Hollywood and interrupt you. Look, if you don't know by now, you must have been living under a rock or in a cave or on a desert island with Wilson. But uh my man Shad, great guy, good stuff, very informative. You can catch him on his roundtable show. Or if you really want to see this young man in action, you want to see him spread his wings and fly, he and the lovely and talented Truckin' Chub Z every Saturday evening at 6:30 Eastern. They have their fans' point of view. They're not coaches and pros. They're not X's and O's. It's just a fan's point of view. Okay? So do yourself a favor. If you want to see here's some good information, see some good information. It's not always about Miami, but it's just about sports in general. Check them out. All right, I did my Dono plug. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate it. On tomorrow's show, we're going to be diving into the college football expansion. We're going to be talking about should bowl games be moved to the final game of the season. I have another suggestion, but I don't want to spoil the show. But tonight we're talking about what the people want to see me talk about. At least some people. Can't speak for everybody. After I did my show in South Coast, I'm sure you can attest to this. Sometimes when you say things, and then once you are finished saying them, you have some time to sit back and rest. You realize, wait a minute, there were some more things that I could have added. So to add on to what I'm saying, I'm taking it a step further. I don't even want to. I want to treat from 2006 to 2021 the same way that certain majority of fan base treat Mario Cristobal's tenure at FIU. It don't count. It don't
You know,
count.
and that's a good point, Shad. And I know what you're getting at, but it's like, from what I've been hearing, and again, I'm not saying anybody's right, anybody's wrong. I'm not saying that. We just all have the different points of view, but it's like we're moving the goalpost in order for our kicker to make the field goal. You know, and again, if if you feel that there's no way in hell this team's going to win 10 games, fine. But if you do, that's fine. But it's just let's just make sure we keep everything in perspective. Like I said, uh, I was going to get into the obstacles.
Obstacles, you say?
Yes, because and again, I'm just giving straight facts here because here's the thing.
Let's do it.
Here, oh crap, I killed it. Let me bring it back up. So we talk about, and rightfully so, any kind of new coach that comes in, and again, I'm not basing my opinion on or my thought process based just on Mario. Okay, I'm looking at ever since uh 2007, which was the year after episode 3 that will air Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern. Oh, here's my thing. We talk about the obstacles. And again, if you feel like Mario has come into a shitty situation, that's fine. But let me remind everybody that when Howard Schnellenberger came in back in 79, he came into a shit show. Okay. And yes, he eventually turned it around. Just hang on, there's a point to this. Jimmy Johnson came in. He had obstacles. He wasn't allowed to bring in his coaching staff. He had to stick with the same coaching staff that was left over until the next year he was able to bring in what he wanted to do. Okay. Now, the epitome. This man here overcame more obstacles than any other coach that I can think of, and that's Butch Davis. He came in and the sanctions hit. He had everybody knows everybody knows what happened. But he was able to do what he did. And look what happened. Coker reaped the benefits. Now, what I'm getting at is, and y'all hit on this yesterday, by the way, and what I'm getting at is today, and I agree with y'all, in today's football world, college football world, you can go to YouTube, type in whoever, and I guarantee there's highlight films all over the place. You can find, just for argument's sake, QB 756. You can find highlight film. All from the comfort of your lazy boy, your desk. In other words, what I'm getting at is, and again, you touched on it. I'm just echoing it. To me, it seems like it's so much easier now. Imagine if Butch Davis had the NIL. Imagine if Butch Davis had the transfer portal. And I'm not saying that makes them better coaches than Mario or any coach today. I'm just saying, I mean, and let's take it outside of football, Shad. You know, look at, I say it all the time, the kids today have it so much easier than when we were kids. I'm still pissed off because these kids don't have to learn the Dewey Decimal System. You know, I'm still, it's like they don't have to go to the library and do research in the books for a paper. Now you just Google, YouTube, the world's at your fingers. But that's okay. That's good. But what I'm getting at is there are more conveniences. I shouldn't say easier so much as there are more conveniences available today than at any other time. I'll go a step further. What if I can't believe I'm saying this. What if Bear Bryant had On3 or PFF? What if Eddie Robinson had 247 access? Okay. That's all I'm saying. So in other words, the information's out there. You don't have to go drive to wherever Tennessee to see some kid play in a game against whatever to scout them. You can pull up the film. And again, you have the NIL, you have the transfer portal. They can spend $950,000 on a quarterback. They have that luxury. You see what I'm getting at?
Oh, yeah.
So the struggle is not real today.
Not at all.
The struggle was real. Now, of course, Oh, Manziel kind of told you about the bag men, but the fact is, what I'm getting at, and I'm really, Shad, I'm really trying to stay as professional as I can. I try to be, but honestly, dude, straight up, as a Canes fan that's been around a lot longer than most people been alive, but that doesn't make it any better, or doesn't make me any better. I'm just tired of for the last 2 decades hearing the excuses on why these coaches cannot be successful instead of just getting out there and being successful on the field. Okay, go for it. Tell me something.
No, I'm glad that you brought this up about if Butch had the transfer portal because because before I came in I was eating and then I was thinking. I said, wait a minute now. Coker's issue after Ken Dorsey left was that we didn't have a quarterback, right? So imagine if Larry Coker had the transfer portal and you're looking at your options at quarterback, they're not ready. That's what Mario Cristobal did. Gave $1 million to Cam Ward. Well, 974,000. I'm not gonna report on money that I haven't seen. And so, like Coach Hayes always says, if you're gonna bring a problem, bring up a solution. So this is my solution. Bruce Gradkowski, his junior year, threw 27 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, played for Toledo. I'm gonna bring 2024 logic into this conversation. Imagine if Bruce Gradkowski was throwing to Miami Hurricane receivers.
Behind the
Imagine
mic.
if imagine if Larry Coker had we didn't need $1 million back then. He probably get him for 200-300,000. Imagine we had 200-300,000 to play Bruce Gradkowski, who went 27 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He wasn't throwing the Miami Hurricane weapons. Now 1 year rental. Okay, Shad, what are you gonna do the next year? Bruce is gone. I got you. Let's go, John Stocco, quarterback for the University of Wisconsin. His junior year, he threw 21 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He wasn't throwing the Miami Hurricane talent.
Right.
He comes back in because essentially that's what Brock Berlin was.
Yeah.
2 years, so we got that. So Cal Wright gets to sit on the bench and learn. So let's say Cal Wright still isn't ready. Let's say he's not ready. Let's say completing the other failure like he ended up being. We can go out there to Houston. Texas Tech, get Graham Harrell for 2 years. All he did was his junior year was throw 38 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. But again, this wasn't to Miami Hurricane talent. So if Larry Coker had NIL and transfer portal, and all he needed was a quarterback, Larry Coker could have went and got a quarterback. Didn't even have to develop the quarterback. Just look, you're already good. Cam Ward. All we need you to do is just come in and manage the situation. We're not gonna try to make you change up anything that you do because
Right.
look, we're paying you $1 million, so obviously we feel like you're as close to a finished product as it can be.
Right.
So imagine that. Imagine
Exactly.
if Larry
Exactly.
Coker and Randy Shannon had the transfer portal and
You
NIL.
know, and,
Imagine
and,
that.
and you can even expand that to Golden, Rick, Manny. But I guess what I'm getting at, my whole thing is my complete opinion on this whole last few days is I'm tired of hearing the rhetoric, whether it be excuses or reasons for not being successful. I'm ready for him to be successful. I'm just it's okay. Basically, it's time to shut up or put up. Okay. Now, I understand it's only year 3. Okay, cool. Now, let's okay, here we go. I wrote down the records. So, in year 3, okay, Shannon. let's start with, because we all know what happened to Coker. We know what happened to Butch, et cetera, et cetera. So let's start with Randy Shannon. He comes in, he goes 5-7, 7-6, 9-4, 7-6. Okay. There is a theme here. Just hang on. Golden comes in. First year, 6-6. Second year, 7-5. Third year, 9-4. Fourth year, 6-7. Then he went 8-5. Well, the team went 8-5. Golden went 4-3, and then Larry Scott, y'all remember Mr. Larry Scott? He went 4-2. Okay, let's bring Coach Rick in. First year, 9-4. Second year, 10-3. Third year, 7-6. In walks Manny Diaz. First year, 6-7. Kind of a trend there a little bit. Second year, 8-3. Third year, 7-5. So here's why I'm doing this. And of course, we know Mario went 5-7. Seems to be a trend. Second year, 7-6. Seems to be a trend with Rick being the anomaly. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all can I don't care what you say or how you agree or disagree, but I think that 2017 was an anomaly and that the ball bounced the right way for Miami to go 10-3. No disrespect. I'm not saying they weren't talented. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just saying that there were some close games, and I can still see that Georgia Tech game. Rozier throws that pass to I want to say Langham for the first down on the sideline.
Yes.
I still see that. That could have gone either way.
Could have been intercepted.
I still see Rozier throwing that pass to Langham at the end of the Florida State game.
Yes.
You know, and again, I'm not taking anything away from the talent I'm just saying that year to me, as successful and as fun as it was until Pittsburgh and Clemson, was a fun season. But let's be honest with ourselves, Canes fans. It was an anomaly. It could have easily have been a lot worse. So what I'm getting at is there are a lot of trends. I see a lot of, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, out of the 5 coaches, including Mario, the first season, except for Rick, was 500 or worse. Okay. So was, Jimmy Johnson didn't do that good either. But the second year, things improved. Third year was basically, with the exception of Rick, the third year was basically their best year. Okay. Now, this is what's crazy. Since Coker left in 2006, there's only been 2 coaches that lasted more than 3 years. That was Shannon and Golden. And they digressed between the third and fourth year. So why am I bringing that up? Right. So why am I bringing that up? Because again, for the last 20 years, we've been on this dog and pony show where you bring a new coach in. They're going to be the savior. They're going to be the Neo, the chosen one. The Oracle has spoken. Okay. But then come to find out, same thing. And I really feel, this is my opinion. So these views reflect the opinions of the management of this station, that I believe there's an initiative out there for all these state-run media outlets that we have to keep Mario hyped up, even if it is, year 5, year 6, year 7, year 8 of his 10-year contract, that we still have to keep pushing rainbows and unicorns regardless of what product is put on the field. That's it. And again, it's like I said earlier, Shad, if you buy a 2024 Corvette tomorrow morning, you go out and you and the wife, y'all buy y'all a Corvette. Of course, you can't put a baby seat in a Corvette, but let's say you go out and you spend that 80, 90, hell, you splurge for the special package, $100,000 for that Corvette. Do you expect that Corvette to go 0 to 60 in like 10 seconds?
No.
Do you expect that Corvette to handle? I'm talking the new mid-engine, the American Ferrari. Do you expect that Corvette to handle like a bag of bricks?
No.
Do you expect that Corvette to be on par with a 1977 Pinto?
Not at all.
Then tell me, and this is not a setup, but again, I use that and I say, how can you not expect good things vis-a-vis wins from a quarterback that you spent $975,000 for 1 year, and you're spending $8 million for a coach that hasn't won a national championship, by the way? Just facts, not a punch, not a poke. But let's be honest with ourselves. They aren't, neither the quarterback or the coach is proven. They have not done anything. So, like I said it earlier, you're spending all that money on this product, then you should expect that product to hold that value by which you paid for. Plain and simple.
You're right.
And please, y'all don't get me wrong. Hollywood, this is not we're not ganging up on you. I'm just saying. And Hollywood, you make excellent points. You really, really do. But the fact of the matter is, money talks and bullshit walks. Okay? And this university has spent a good bit of money for a head coach and a 1-year quarterback. And that's all that's I don't know what else to say. Because, and see, Shad, I'm going to let you talk. But you brought up a very, very good point yesterday. And it kind of, I don't want to say it opened my eyes, but it made me go, yeah, exactly. That's what I've been thinking. You spent $975,000 for a 1-year quarterback. What happens next year?
Spend it again.
Let's say Miami, let's go live in the land of what ifs. Let's say Miami goes 10-2 next year. What happens when Jakari, Judd, shirtless Dunker takes the helm? What happens?
Don't forget about Emory now.
Emory. I meant to say Emory. I don't know why I said Judd, but Emory, the one-armed bandit. Okay. What then? Because as much as I appreciate the university's commitment to excellence, that's a Raiders pun for you, and getting Cam Ward in here, what about tomorrow? What about, you know, you got your car. What are you going to do next year? So, I can't forget about Nickelback. I guess he's still coming to Miami.
Yeah, that's what they said.
But again, we're talking about 2024 with enthusiasm and very charismatic fervor. But what about 2025?
I don't know.
You know. So
Get
all
another
right,
974 ready.
all right, Shad. I'm gonna let you have some airtime.
No, I mean you pretty much covered it. You know what I mean? You covered it. I mean we are comparing a man to individuals that had obstacles. These because this is the thing, right? Like I say, I have to give Coach Hayes all the credit for this because, like you started this show off with, let's talk about reality. Let's talk about the standard. The reality is similar to what Hollywood Hogan said. I was at 8-5, right? I'm at 8-5. Reason I was at 8-5 because I'm still thinking that this is the same administration that was here for Randy Shannon, Al Golden, Mark Rick, and Manny Diaz. And it took Coach Hayes opening my eyes for me to realize no, all of the excuses that people perpetuated over the past, I'm not going to say 20 years. Let's just go back to 2017. I mean, 2007. So for the past 14 years, it has been Donna Shalala's fault. We didn't have bag men. We didn't have facilities.
Right.
Those were the three things.
Oh yeah.
Talent talent was never an issue.
No.
It was always those three things. Miami's not committing. Miami's not doing this. And the other thing was Miami's not spending enough money to bring in a big time head coach. We're always trying to get these guys to just start off. Okay. So in one off season, all five of those things are gone. So what are y'all leaning on now? In terms of the person on the sideline to tell him to call a timeout, why are we creating nepotism positions? I saw someone convey that Sean McVay saying that oh well he's gonna get one now. Sean McVay got a Super Bowl.
Right. Why if he
Sean,
can win a Super Bowl, why does he need an assistant?
why does he need one? And let's just say he does need one because again, you're adapting as a coach. But again, these same individuals said out of their own mouth, "Well, we know Martin's gonna have some game time management issues. We know that, but we're gonna have enough talent to overcome it." So if that's the case, why y'all on the wagon now of well he needs to get this particular guy? Why? Why is everyone assuming that a person is gonna do something? It's like I put on Twitter. I say there's only one Nick Saban. People look at Saban like 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 that's the like that off that happens often. Like we didn't sit here and watch in South Coast. You're much closer to Baton Rouge than I am. They told Les Miles, bring a modern offense in. You can keep the job. Just bring a modern offense to Baton Rouge. We'll
Right.
let you keep it for the rest of your life.
Right.
What did Les Miles do? He kept running the same offense. Why did he keep running the same offense? Because he won a national title with that. Mario Cristobal won the Pac-12 with this. So why individuals assuming that he should do this? Where does this thing where is this getting legs from?
Right.
It's like I told Hollywood last night. What do we do here at the Entertainment and Foolishness? We give you entertainment, we give you a different perspective, but we also take the words that the majority say and we put it back in their face. Because if you're going to say that I'm a hater for regurgitating what you have already said, That means you were a hater to begin with.
Exactly.
How am I a hater now?
Right. Now, on that note, we have NWO.
Oh my God.
I'm on the road. You know,
Hey,
you know.
Cuban, how you been,
I don't,
man?
I don't, I don't know who that Cuban dude is. You know,
I'm sorry.
I,
I'm sorry.
uh,
NWO, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
you know,
First
I
time
was
caller, long time listener, huh?
long. Yeah, exactly. My friend Hollywood Hogan called in. Chad showed yesterday, and my other friend, Scott Nash and Kevin Hall were on another show, and now we're just
I,
bringing the crew together. NWO.
I'm really concerned. I mean, I accept y'all for who you are, but I'm really concerned about all these personalities.
I'm gonna be Hulk Hogan. I mean, I'm gonna be Scott Hall. I'm gonna be Scott Hall. South Coast, you can be Kevin Nash. And we got
Oh,
Hollywood Hulk Hogan. So we're the NWO.
So, Shad, let me ask you a question. Why do we always compare Mario
No,
to
my name is 2001 Standard.
2000? I'm sorry, 2001 standard. Why do we always compare Mario to Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, Dabo, when he's realistically Scott Frost?
No, he's realistically Les Miles.
No,
That's
he's
what he
Scott
is.
Frost.
No, he's Les Miles.
You think
He's
so?
Les Miles. His work at Oregon showed me that he's Les Miles. That's what his work at Oregon showed me.
Yeah,
Les Les Miles, former offensive line coach, recruit,
yeah, you're right.
fell into a great situation. I mean, even though people say, "Oh, well, Oregon went 4-8," programs are allowed to have a down year. Ohio State went 6-7 the year before Urban Meyer got there. Come back the very next year, go undefeated.
I mean, we were 7-6, so I don't know if we were in the downstate. So
Well, I mean, that's what we've been averaging. So
yeah.
but
So,
no, I mean,
but
yes, we have improved. Okay, we went 5-7 to 7-6. That is improvement. I don't care how you slice it, dice it,
yeah,
saute it,
yeah,
or baste it.
yeah.
Now, I think where the hangup is, and I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I think the hangup is right now is originally pre Cam Ward. Pre Cam Ward, everybody figured, okay, well, the trajectory should be about 8-9 wins. Okay, but again, this is just my opinion from what I see. Enter Cam Ward, and most people, all they see is either one or two things. One, $975,000, or two, the fumbles, the turnovers, the playing at Washington State. Uh, where did this guy come from? He's like the Manchurian candidate just coming out of nowhere. You see what I'm getting at? So now, based on, again, like I said, the value that the administration, the university put on Cam Ward by paying the 975,000, in my opinion, if you're going to pay for that quality of value, then that should dictate to something on the field vis-a-vis wins. And I would hope $975,000 would equate to more than just 8-5 or 9-4, 8-4, 8-9-5, whatever. You see where I'm getting that? That's what I'm thinking.
so what's your name again? South Coast, right? South Coast. That's your name, right? South
That's
Coast.
right. The one I'm not changing.
So let me ask you a question. So if we have these high standards for a $1 million quarterback, why do we have these high standards for $8 million coach year one?
And you're right. And truth be told, I can honestly say I did. You can say drinking the Kool-Aid, you can say falling for the scam. I don't know. But when Mario come in, they were paid. I'm like, okay, cool. We're gonna do great. I fell for it. Okay. Now, again, there are, in my opinion, so many variables in the equation that was 2022. But again, they made the improvement last year. This past season, they went 7-6. It was not a pretty 7-6. It should have been an 8-4, 8-5. It could have been whatever. But the fact of the matter is, it was still 7-6, and it was 2 wins more than the first year.
Right. So South
Now,
Coast, right? So what's this guy's name? 2001 standard.
and
Yesterday,
yes,
Yes,
Yes.
yesterday he was like, "Oh, I'm expecting 10 or 11 wins." Now, I don't know if you had a show back then, but when Mario was hired, what was your prediction in the preseason?
The 2022 season, I
Yeah,
had 10-2. 10-2.
10-2. What was your prediction? This and Jordan, what was your prediction preseason?
That first year,
Yeah.
I would say I would say anywhere from 9 to 10 wins, honestly. I did.
Year number two, what was the prediction?
7-5.
Wow.
And let me tell you, I was the same way. And let me tell you why I was, because I was in my mentality thinking, okay, I was predicting 9 and 10. Yes, 9 or 10 wins. Yes, I did. I did. I was wrong. I was proven wrong. Now, the next year, last year, I'm like, okay, I'm not getting bit by this snake again. Okay, I'm not getting I'm just gonna I'm just let's see what happens, but I think 6 or 7 wins could be possible because of the fact for me personally, I fell for it in 2022, just like I fell for it when Shannon come in, Golden came in, Diaz come in. You see what I'm saying? I
I see you
fell
saying.
for I fell for that trick. But, you know, when that first year under Mario, it has nothing to do with Mario. It's just a situation in that, yes, I said, okay, good. I fell for the hype. I listened to the media outlets. I drank all 5 gallons of the Kool-Aid. I'm not going to lie. Not proud of it, but I did it. I can admit that I did it. Okay, you go 5-7 again. The next year, I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I'm busting out my washer. I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna be, I'm not falling for that trick again.
So now both of you, you're going from last year predicting 7-ish wins to now predicting 10 to 11 wins, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So this is where the foolishness of the show comes in at, you
No, no,
know.
no, 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 no. Let me explain. Let me explain. What I'm saying is, okay, and I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just telling you how I feel, and I can understand where Hayes was coming from, or Coach Papano. We're
Coach
using
Pompano.
we're using a witness protection plan here. Uh, but I mean, for me personally, I kind of see this. I kind of see the same way. In other words, so last year with all the dysfunction and craziness, Miami went 7-6. Okay, granted, it should have been 8-6, but you know what? I'm going to take that off the table. I'm going with what happened, 7-6. Now, I'm basing I'm basing the 10 wins solely on the fact that the university is telling me that Cam Ward, his value is $975,000 for 1 year's of work. So that I dictate in my mind, I dictate that as saying this young man's going to bring at least 2 or 3 wins. And for $975,000, you damn well better get 2 or 3 wins because that's what you think you're paying his value based on that. Okay, and again, this is just my opinion. Okay, I'm not trying to say, Shad, you're right, Cuban, you're wrong, Hayes, you're wrong. I'm just telling you what I think. That if I see the university paying that much money for one player, that in my opinion was kind of a risky investment based on, the Washington State and all this stuff. But the university says his value is $975,000, then I'm just presuming that should be at least 2 or 3 wins, which should get us to 9, 10 wins, preferably 10. That's all.
No trick question. But what was TBD's NIL?
Oh, shoot. I don't know what I didn't hear any money figures. I think he got like a BMW or a Mercedes. But
We
again,
paid
and
him to not go to Bama,
to
right?
Alabama. And yes, I will say this, Shad. I will admit. No, my God, I just called you Shad. I'm sorry. I'm
That's all.
sorry. I'm sorry, NWO. That was not a personal attack on you. Just a slip of the tongue. I will admit also that after that 2021 season, when TVD took over for injured De'Aaron King and just played lights out, yeah, I'm like, hey, we may have something here. And based on the previous season's performance, that's all we can go by is the previous season performance. I'm like, oh yeah, we got us something. We may have something. So yeah, I thought that 2021, 2022 was going to be great. I thought I wasn't all into the Heisman hype, but I'm like, yeah, this young man could be successful. This team could be successful with Tyler Van Dyke based on what he did in 2021. But didn't work out that way. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I misjudged, you know. So yeah. But I guess in a nutshell though, regardless of who thinks this, who thinks that, whatever, how I am just sick and damn tired of going through the same dog and pony show. I'm tired of hear the same dialogue from the social media. I'm ready for something to happen on the field. I am so ready for success on the field. That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah,
I
and I get that. It's funny because we have we have the 2001 standard, and and all these Kane media types, right? And you have Mario saying, year three or whatever. We don't know what the hell is going on in the practices. How
and
does
you're right. You're
anybody
right.
how does anybody even know that this team is going to turn it around?
Right.
Like
Right.
we can't even we don't know, right? It's like
Right.
the job of a coach is to be a salesman. He is not going to tell us, man, we are hot garbage, right?
Oh,
He
no.
knows that
Right. Right. Right.
if even let's say we win 5 games here, he knows that he's not going to get fired, right?
You're
So
right.
it's like, you know, like you said before, it's a rinse and repeat.
It
New
is.
coach and same BS.
And honestly, I'm gonna let you chime in, Shad. I'm not playing favorites. I'm sorry, 2001 standards. You'll chime in. I'm not playing favorites at NWO, but I think, just my opinion, I'm not trying to ride the fence. I'm not trying to keep everybody happy. I'm just telling you how I feel. And I always give you my 100% how I feel. I don't really care how you think. But I honestly feel that all the excitement and enthusiasm that we've experienced from the last few days, I believe it's just the pressure cooker releasing the pressure of all the BS that we've been through as Hurricane fans in the last 20 years, you know, and I love it. Honestly, I love it. I love hearing 2001 standards perspective. I love hearing the NWO perspective. Oh, and that's what this is all about. That two two good guys with great perspectives can have a different point of view, but yet the end game is still the same. We're all trying to have success for the team. Now, The question is Mario going to do it in year 3? You know, and honestly, let's just take away all the noise of obstacles, excuses, standards, realities, the just I mean, is I mean, honestly, can we even answer this question? Is Mario the coach to bring success to this Miami Hurricanes football program? You know, just cut all the fluff away. I mean, can he legitimately do it? And I think this year, 2024, is going to dictate whether he can or cannot. Okay, 2001 standard. Please say something.
We got NWO in here asking questions that we know the answer to. I'm sorry, Jorn. I can't wipe the fluff away because I've been hearing the fluff for the last 14 years.
I know, I
I
know, I know,
wish I
I
could
know.
wipe it away, but I can't. I can't wipe it away. The reason I can't wipe it away
Uh-oh,
is
hang on.
because
Hold up. 2001 standard. I hate to cut you off, but yeah, snap into us, Linja. Where's Miss Elizabeth? We have
Oh yeah.
the Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
Pump, go pump.
I don't have the fancy sound effects, so it's $1.25 tree production.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you something, brother. We've
Yeah.
had 2001 standard been standing in the corner for me. And this
Okay.
NWO/Hollywood, whoever this joker is, been talking cash trash. Well, it's time to take him to the bank and see how much this check is worth. Oh yeah. I got
Uh,
Elizabeth over here.
That was
She's
pretty good.
ready. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Since I interrupt, well, welcome to the show for the first time, Macho Man Coach Savage. We're glad to have you here.
Oh
aka
yeah.
Coach
But
Pompano.
You
okay,
keep talking about Coach Pompano. I'm gonna show you how to be a Hollywood actor, cause your whole game is fake. Oh yeah, you just
oh
reading scripts, my brother.
man,
Oh,
don't make
This
me
sounds like Brother Love or Goldfinger.
don't make me be Mean Gene Okerlund here now.
I'm about to make him snap into a. I'm about to make him snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
2001 standard. I beg you, please get back on topic.
no, I
Come
I
off the
can't
top rope, brother.
I can't get away from the fluff because that's what I heard. I heard it. So to answer Hollywood's question, how do I know that this year is gonna be the year? Because there are no barriers there this year. Al Golden hit 9-3 because that's as high as he could go with the barriers. Same thing goes for Randy Shannon. Same thing goes for Manny. Same thing goes for Mark Richt. You hit the wall, and the wall was Donna Shalala. What was said back when Artie Burns and them had their pro day? It was a tsunami outside, but they got to go outside and do the pro day in the rain. Oh, Miami can't practice like they need to because it's lightning outside. Imagine how many practices we're losing because we don't have an indoor practice facility.
Tell him, brother.
So now, Miami ain't missing no practices, even though so we could have used. Hey, we could say that's why Larry Coker lost. Cal, Cal
2001,
White Cal White didn't have.
2001 standard. You got to
Hold up,
understand.
hold up,
We got
Hollywood.
a 50-yard indoor practice facility. We don't have a full 100-yard practice facility,
You don't
Mister
need 100 yards.
2001
How
standard.
many how many players are going 100 yards? How many players are going
I,
100
I'm
yards?
just I'm just
How
saying we
many?
don't have.
But I'm asking you, how many players are going 100 yards on a weekly basis?
I
I'm
understand, but what I don't think what you don't understand is we don't have a hundred
no.
yard practice facility and we
Hey,
don't have
listen.
Nike
Hey,
shoes.
hey, hold up, Hollywood. No one said it had to be 100 yards. They just said it needed to be indoor practice facility. That's all they said. So I remember that. Al Golden, they Al Golden said, "Oh, we got too many night games. Oh, that's all. I don't want to hear about no night games. I don't want to hear about all this stuff." So again, how are they making up more excuses when you ran with these for 14 years? How do you conveniently come up with more? What did Josh Gaddis say when he got here? What was one of the reasons Josh Gaddis said he came to Miami? Josh Gaddis said he looked over on the other side of the field. Coach Hayes brought this up and saw Michigan players against Georgia players and said this is a mismatch. I came to Miami because I know Miami got that type of talent. Now, obviously, he did turn around and say that this is the worst collection of talent he ever coached, but
Damn.
he also said that that was the main reason he came to the University of Miami to coach. So again, how many more excuses can you come up with? How? How many more? You can't come up with
Thousands.
any more. Like you say, South Coast, we're talking reality and the standard. The reality was the outlook that we had when there were barriers that needed to be broken through. The standard is when you have free reign to do what you want to do, which is what Dennis had, which is what Jimmy had. Like you said, Jimmy had to do what he had to do. Um, Butch had an obstacle, but what happened when Butch went through that obstacle? 2001 or
Brother,
2000.
can I
In
say that
2000.
Hollywood Kane's goalpost has wheels on the bottom so he can move it easily?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked at this man right now. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at
But
Hollywood.
but again, and like I said earlier, how many teams go into the season on that first day of practice saying, we're going to go for number 3? We're going to go for number 5. No, everybody, no matter what sport, what age, they always come in wanting to be number 1. And again, like I know I said it 1,000 times already tonight, but me personally, okay, if things are bad, just say things are bad. Stop coming up with different reasons. Okay. If it was just a poor coaching decision, say, well, maybe shouldn't have done that, and then learn from it and move on. I don't know. I just, after so long, you kind of get tired of the results that you're seeing. You keep getting built up, and that's kind of like what we're doing now. Is we're trying to build ourselves up and maybe escape the reality of what is. Okay, maybe we have, I don't know. And it could, all I know is I want to see Miami come out there, play to what their talent level is, because they got some talented young men. They always have. I just want to make sure, I want, whether it's Mario or whoever the head coach is, I want to make sure they are able to guide those young men where they need to go to be successful. That's all. If that means taking a knee, take a damn knee. If it means going under center and hand off to the running back or pitch it to the outside to go around the end to score a touchdown on 4th and goal, then do it. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Standards had turn. NW. Okay, Macho Man, it's your turn. I know you're a first-time viewer, first-time caller, long-time viewer. So this is your moment to shine.
I don't need to shine. My mama called me son because I'm so bright. Oh yeah. Anyway, I'm just talking trash, man. I came to support y'all guys. Hey, Hollywood, man. You mighty quiet over there, man. We just having fun, man. I don't mean nothing by it.
Hey, Coach Poppin, I'm not. No, I'm just letting you talk. I'm letting everybody talk because I usually talk and I make people sweat and cry and all that stuff. I don't apologize for making you cry the other day and sweat. It is what it is when you get in the ring with a true debater. You know what I'm saying? things happen. You lost your cool, you started crying. You know what I'm saying? And it happens. Coach Pompano. You know what I'm saying? I don't apologize for that. So it is what it is. It's just you're a big kid. Just take your ass open like a grown man. It's okay.
Listen, let me tell you something, man. Man, you light work, my brother. Let me tell you something. You light work. It's like doing yard work. It's like raking the leaves. I'm gonna be there a long time, but it ain't hard work. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but until you could explain to me your Coach Hayes mathematical equations,
I've explained it. I don't. The problem is, listen, I've explained it to you, and here's what I would love to do, and you still haven't taken me up on my challenge. I simply ask you, name the date and the time. I'll
you
be
can,
there.
it's your channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm the visitor.
See,
I'm like the old
there
hurricane.
it is. But no, because
I come in. Hey, it's your channel. I don't have any control over that. It
that's
is your channel. I
I'm
was
asking
told.
you to. No, I'm asking you, name the date, name the time. Let's give the people what they want. A Royal Rumble, steel cage match. I don't care. All I'm telling you is, yeah, it's the channel, but I don't want to pick a date and then you'll say, oh, I got something to do. I got to go get a pedicure. I don't want to get through that. Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, that's fine. I mean, the thing I'm trying to see when is a perfect time to do it, because what we need to have a topic. We need to have a debate. We need to find some points. So I don't know when that time is. I could join in, your next show. It doesn't matter to me. I just don't know right now. The news media is kind of weak. Just like your debate game. So whenever that happens, I'm cool. Whenever you have topics to bring up, you tell me, and I'll destroy you
No,
like I usually do.
it's a debate. We'll
Okay.
have I'll let you pick a moderator. You could pick the person to come on and moderate on the channel. I'll be in the blue corner. You could be in the red corner. Or how about the orange corner? You be in the green corner. And you could pick whoever you want to moderate to ask the questions. We could come up with questions or topics and we answer how we see fit. You
Listen,
understand
folks,
me?
I'm the A side. You the B side. All right. The B A side. B side don't dictate to the A side what to do. Okay. I'm the A
And
side. So
in the A side, I always get played the most. You're 100% right. You're gonna get played the most, my brother. I'm gonna play you
Wow.
heavy. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. You keep talking about the math. We'll talk about that. I don't know another way to explain it to you, how I came up with this math. One, that's a logic you came up with that I believe you heard, the 2 wins. I may have said that in the sense of 5 and 7 to 7 and 5, but I've never come up with just a blanket old progression of 2 win formula. I don't look at football that way, but since
well,
you say
no,
I said it, I'll
no,
take it.
no. The reason, coach, because when you have a lot of shows, right? When it
Yep.
originally came up, everybody was killing you. Coach, we need a prediction. We need a prediction. We need a prediction. And you didn't want to give a prediction. And you were like, the natural progression is for every program is you win one or two games better every single year, right? So I'm like, you know what? That's a very reasonable way to build a program, right?
hmm
No matter what the result is, right? Because we could have, you're using your take a knee down and we win the game, right? But you're not
Correct.
using the fact about we went overtime with Clemson and I forgot what other game, right? We could have the same games that we won, we also could have lost, right?
So
So
hold on, but let me tell you this though. The reason I hear what you're saying, but the reason I disagree is because this the progression is you now start to win your 50-50 games, right? The thing is, the reason I said 7 and 5, because I said Mario will pull out a game that he's not supposed to win, but he'll lose a game that he's not supposed to lose. That's what killed his record when I said 7 and 5 last year. I didn't expect him to beat Clemson. I really didn't.
me too.
And anybody in America, including Vegas and everybody else, can probably say the same exact thing is, guess what? I didn't expect us to beat Clemson, and we did. But yet we turn around and we lose to a Georgia Tech. We turn around and can't. Think about it. You got a program that beats the Texas A&M, right? You played them close the previous year, like played them decent. Then you come back and you beat them. Boom. We come back, we play a Clemson, boom. And then we can't beat a Georgia Tech. We can't even score. We can't score an offensive touchdown against a North Carolina State, bro.
hold on, coach. But are you watching Jordan's history lesson? If you watch it, you don't have to go watch it, but just review what was it 2004 season, Jordan, when we lost to Florida State in the beginning of the season, then we lost to Georgia Tech at the end of the season, right? Was that the year 2000 or was it 2005?
That was 05.
That was 05. Coach, we've been doing this for every single year, right?
Yeah, but the problem is, but here's the problem. Can I tell you something? I think that's a flawed way to look at it. It's a flawed way to look at it because you're holding the brick and mortar, the Mario Cristobal. I'm not trying. No, you fine. No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about.
I thought you had dropped out.
He dropped out.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I pulled up and the Wi-Fi probably kicked on.
Excuse
I'm good now. I'm good now.
Yeah, you're good too. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying was the reason I think that like the way you look at that is flawed, in my opinion, is because we're trying to compare different eras and different people who were in charge of a logo, and we're not looking at the people themselves. I'm not comparing Mario Cristobal. Like I heard y'all last night making comparisons to the 01 Kings, upgrade, downgrade. That's cool, man. Nothing wrong with that content. I love it. But for me, I look at it at face value. I look at it for Mario Cristobal, the guy in charge. I don't look at it for Mario Cristobal. I don't look at it for, it's a new guy, but this is how the Miami Hurricanes do. No, that's why you bring in new coaches. Because if that's the case, you just let anybody coach if that's the way Miami does things, right or wrong.
But, the reason why that came up is because Shad said we have a new standard, right? So I guess because, both you and Shad are saying, we need to go win 10 games, right? Or 11 games. Shad said 11 games yesterday, right? And it's like, man, just going with the history of the past couple of years, we know for a fact we're going to lose a random game to a Virginia, to a Georgia Tech, to a UNC. That is going to happen. And
we lost those guys because Donna Shalala was still in charge, and we didn't have any bag men.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when do you draw the line in the sand, bro? When do we say? And my whole point when I brought this whole thing up originally was, when do we come out and say, listen, like to what Shad has been saying, I've been saying, you made every excuse in the book for why we failed, why we're not here. And now you literally got your wish list. We've checked every box on the whole King. We're talking majority, not every one person. But the majority's wish list is this. We need this. The only thing we haven't given people is a stadium. That's the only thing on the wish list. But I don't believe in my heart of hearts having a stadium is the reason you're going to lose games. I'm sorry. And that Nike shit, I know it's for fun, but I don't even want to push that bull crap. Like, I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess because it all comes down to, being able to run the ball, tackle, hang on to the ball, don't turn it over, make the plays.
Yeah, but here's the funniest thing in the world to me, though, South Coast. Everybody talks about what is Mario's bread and butter, Hollywood. What is his specialty when building a house? What is his specialty?
To be honest, I have no idea, because if I say O-line, it's BS. Because
no,
if I say O-line,
recruiting, right?
I can't even say recruiting because we don't know if recruiting is real or not. So I will not say recruiting because everybody credits him for what he did at Bama. That wasn't him. That was Nick Saban. I don't want to hear that, he was the best recruiter. No, that was Nick Saban, right? And at Oregon, you playing nobody out there. USC was down. So I'm not giving him he's this great recruiter. That's the BS narrative that he puts because, like I said, if he was a great recruiter, why do we only have 3 Mario recruits playing on defense next year? Why do we still have Restrepo and George playing receiver and we have a transfer quarterback playing as quarterback? You know what I'm saying? So this whole that he's a great recruiter, if he was that great of a recruiter, his players would be playing by now year 3. So I don't want to hear that he is a great recruiter. He recruited one player that went drafted in the first round in Thibodeau. Manny had 2 players got drafted in the first round, right? So I'm like, I don't even know if he's a truly great recruiter. Okay, he got T.Y. Hilton. Everybody always goes to T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton. He's a great recruiter. I'm like, hold on, bro. He's recruited other players. There's only like 5, maybe 6 players that you said that he recruited that were good. So that means over his whole time span, you mean to tell me he's a great recruiter? Come on now.
No, I'm just going with the narrative. See, what you're missing the point between us is we are making the majority pay for what they say.
Facts. Okay, yeah, I agree on that.
So that's what we're doing. We're saying, okay, you wanted Mario Cristobal. He was on the table. You wanted him. You got him, right? Because let me ask you this. Outside of Mario Cristobal, name another coach that was here because the fan base stood up and said, we want him.
It was Lane. Lane was the other one.
No. I'm talking about any coach that we have had in the past that the fan base stood up like they did for Mario Cristobal and said, we want
people wanted Manny. People wanted Manny, but they forget. A lot of people wanted Manny. But a lot of people forget about that.
No problem. Right. Because of what he did on defense, right?
Right. Yeah.
No problem. And that was to say this, I think that was a fair hire. That is a natural progression. A guy does well on defense. He's already on the roster, right? It's looking good, right? The chart is saying up and to the right, right? We got a green arrow. Nothing. I have to be honest. No, I have no problem with that hire because, see, it's funny. We want to pick history at sometimes, and then sometimes we don't want to use history. History says you pick the guys who do well in this light. Right? Like most defensive coordinators get head coach jobs because they did well. Most offensive coordinators get head coach jobs because they did well. Right? Look at Brett Venables. Brett Venables did well. Got him an OU job.
Right.
Okay. So I'm not mad at the hire. It didn't necessarily work out, but that happens. I'm okay with that. But again, we didn't spend a long time. We damn sure didn't spend a lot of money on the dude. But now you got Mario Cristobal. We gotta open the wallet. Why that? Matter of fact, it ain't even open. The Brinks truck flipped the fuck over. Oh, excuse me, man. It flipped over. Money all out on the street. 80 million, 100 million in facilities. Coaching staff getting paid out the wazoo. We paid a defensive coordinator over $1 million. Offensive coordinator. What did the offensive coordinator make? What did Gaddis make his first year?
Probably the same, 900, 800, 900.
Yeah.
No, he made more than 900.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying he made more than that. What I mean is, we paying people we're paying people to entice better hires. We literally hired the best coaching staff on paper, probably of all time, when it comes to name recognition.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Of any college program. We hired an all-star staff. Just in essence. Now, it didn't work out, but we're just talking about getting what you want. We trashed Manny Diaz because he got the bartender. We trashed Manny Diaz because the dude don't have no experience. They trashed him. They made fun of the guys. Okay, you went from the bartender to a national championship defensive coordinator / linebacker coach. You went from the bartender to Kevin Steele, who was an NFL coach, long-term experience. Since people love to bring up Nick Saban, started off defense with Nick Saban.
DB from a national championship team.
I tell people, we went and snatched a DB from a national, just won a natty. We got a gold jacket wearing Jason Taylor. We got Ed Reed on the staff. We got what's my man just left? Highsmith just left. We go get the Broyles Award winner. Now remember, keep in mind, don't look at it after the fact. Look at it in real time of the hiring. We go get the Broyles Award winner from Michigan who had just finally beat Ohio State. This dude comes in and finally beats Ohio State. So we're giving you everything that you want. Cristobal is giving you everything that you need. And we walk out that son of a gun 5-7.
Yeah.
But that's why, hold up, but even with all of that, I never gave a record prediction. Been around. And what I always just say, too many chefs in the kitchen. I always didn't I say that? Too many chefs in the kitchen, and everybody talking about how to scramble eggs, and everybody does it different. And it
Watch I'm
doesn't
gonna
mean
catch you. Watch I'm gonna catch you, Coach Hayes. How did you
yeah.
come up with the 7-game prediction last year?
So how I came up with that was, I mean, I can't call the games right out, but I remember in my mind saying 9, but I said he gonna drop 2. I said he's gonna drop 2, and that's how I came up with the 7. Right? That's
Right.
how. Hold on. I know because you're trying to. I get it. I know where you're going with it, but I'll take the journey with you. No problem. So that's how I said 7 and 5. Bingo. Guess what? I hit B55. I hit 7 and 5.
X tried to get you in the beginning after we beat who was it? Texas A&M. You know, you went to 11 for a quick second, then you went right back to 7.
No, he couldn't know because he talked about the running game. He was like, no, this was prior to the season.
Yeah, so it's prior to the season. Yeah, he was like, oh, I got to switch to the 11 games.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you got to remember too, right? You try to create content and be engaging, but no, 7 and 5 was right where I thought we would be. But anyway, now go ahead. You say you want to take this journey. Let's go.
No. That's the journey out. That was what I was trying to say. When you came up with the record 7 and 5, you previously said the reason why I came up with 7 and 5 is because you believe in a 2-game improvement, right? So that's why I was trying to trap you at.
I know, but what I was saying was that is the probably, if you look at it, a standard progression. That doesn't mean you have to only win 2 games. We're just saying if you look at most teams and you probably take an average, you just take a bunch of teams and you take an average and you see growth and you average it out, it's probably around 2.5 games each year shows progression. But because of the transfer portal, you probably can up that. I guarantee those numbers change because you're bringing in so much, you're bringing in bigger talent. Your talent is not coming from the backside of freshmen, right? Your talent is not coming from 18-year-olds growing into the position. Your talent is coming from the top side of a Cam Ward, for example, a 6-year dude. So it's not like you got to wait to see what he is. We already know what Cam Ward is.
Yeah. So let me ask this question. And I'm gonna let everybody else chime in. Yesterday, I asked Chad, the AD, the question. Coach Hayes, the AD. You said 10 wins.
That's right.
At the end of the year, we win 9 games. What is that? AD Coach Hayes, what is that conversation you're having with Mario at the end of the year if he wins 9 games?
So my very first question is, why did we not get 10? And I know it sounds very elementary, but I want to see if Crystal Ball can clearly see why we don't have 10 wins. Right? Because right. Like most time when you're in those conversations and people ask you a question, they already have their mind made up or they already have the answer to the question. I don't need no fluff, no bull crap, no, we got to work harder and get back in there and grind. Damn that. So that's my very first question to a guy like that. Why don't we have 10 wins? Why could we not get 10 wins? We invested in this. We opened up the checkbook. We did all these things that you wanted. We did all the things that people wanted. We are pretty much on standard with college football today for the top, say within the top 15 programs in the country. When it comes to spending money, facilities, and all that, we're probably in the same realm. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I would agree, but what are you going to, is there any course of action you're going to take? Are you going to reduce the salary? It's because my thing is you guys keep saying 10, 11 wins. If he doesn't reach 10, 11 games, are you going to fire him? Are you going to reduce the salary? Or what action are you going to take to actually enforce this? Is it a loose 10 wins or is it a strict 10 wins?
Oh, well, you got to remember, we're also speaking that from a fan base.
Yeah, so that's why I say if you were AD Hayes, right?
Yeah.
We're just saying if you were like, fantasy world, if you were the AD and you were, you had this strict standard, is there a course of action that you would take at the end of the year, or you're just saying that just because you're trying to appease? I'm not saying you're appeasing the fans, but you're saying it's just to like make the fans riled up. You know, I'm just trying to see if it's a real
Well,
10 games or is it a fake 10 games.
first of all, if I'm an athletic director, I'm never going to lock myself into that. Right? If I'm an athletic director, you're never going to do that.
Right.
Just whoever you are, you're never going to be like, hey, it's 10 wins or bust this year. You're never going to say that. No coach is going to say it. You never heard Nick Saban say that. And he know he going to get 10 minimum.
Right.
So if you're asking me from a business standpoint, like acting like a true AD, no, I'm never going to come out and be like, hey, it's 10 a win. Now, I may say that behind closed doors to Cristobal, be like, hey, bro, look here, man. But coming out in the public and saying, no, I'm not, no one's ever going to say that. Right. But no, you're not going to fire him because you know financially you're locked in right now. Right.
And unfortunately, Mario knows that also.
But also, it cannot, truth be told, 9 wins is not a fireable offense right now. It's not.
I agree.
It's not a fireable offense. If Mario go out there right now and go 6-6 next year, he ain't gonna get fired. It costs too much. You got all these brand new salaries. You got all this. It costs economically. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
So, first of all, a 9-win season is not a fireable offense right now as a standard. But if you don't draw a line in the sand at some point, bro, you're never going to achieve anything. And as the fan base, we're the customers. We're the ones, like I keep saying, we're the ones who out here paying $30 damn for popcorn and beer.
Right.
$80 for parking for mediocre performance when this dude is making top 15 money.
Yeah, that's true.
You paid this cat $8 million a year.
And getting the same results, same or worse results.
So therefore, why would I pay Cam Ward $1 million and get the same or worse results? I expect that. Now, I'm not blaming Cam Ward. My Hurricanes brought him in. They decided to set that up. Well, I'm sorry. Someone decided to set that up. But if they were willing to give him $1 million, what? So my thing is, what do you think let me put it on you now, Hollywood. You are now the head coach. You're head coach Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Ward is coming to the school. What do you now? What does that conversation look with your staff? Not your staff, but like, the ones who say, okay, I'm looking at this cat, Cam Ward coming. What are you now expecting from Cam Ward?
Okay, if you make me Mario Cristobal, I am going to pimp this 8-year contract up. First 2 years, right?
I'm not asking. No,
I know. I'll get to it, right?
Oh,
if it was me, I pimped the first 2 years. I tricked everybody because I played a bunch of transfers and Manny players, right? What I would have done year 3, I am going nothing but freshmen because that way nobody will have expectations of me, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to push this. Now I can push this another 2 to 3 years before anybody really gets on my back. So now I'm in year 5 of nobody getting on my back, right? That's what I would have done. But now, answer your question. Cam Ward comes in, right? I'm saying we have to win 9 games, fellas. 10, we have to be top 15, right? But minimum, we have to get 9 games. Or else we are in deep shit. You know what I'm saying? Now we're in trouble. So to the whole facility, I'm like, defense, you guys got to step it up. Cam Ward, you got to figure out a way to win 9 games. So that's how I would go about it.
Okay, may I ask a question? And I maybe the day is long. Maybe somebody can look it up. I'm not on the computer yet. Is there a 9-win team that's ranked top 15 in the nation?
Dorn, you're the stats guy.
Far and few between. Usually you got to hit most of your top 15. It's usually your 10 wins or more.
Thank you.
May get a 9 in there, but
I'm saying, show me a 9-win team that's a top 15 team.
Right.
So that means what? You went 9-3, right?
I'm talking about last year. I'm not talking about no 15 years ago. We're talking about recent history.
1 second.
Give me a 9. I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm assuming. And if they are, they're probably around 15.
Right.
Maybe LSU was 12, somewhere in there.
The highest ranked 9-win team was Tennessee at 17.
Thank you. And we're talking the top 12, actually the top 11, because the G5 gets a spot. We're talking about the reason I brought in 10 is because I feel that'll get you in. But if it doesn't get you in, I'm not tripping this year. See, I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for a natty. I'm saying minimum 10 wins. That's all I'm asking for.
And when Mario or whoever came up with the idea of courting Cam Ward.
Because he want to win more games.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if Mario came into Radakovic's office and said, hey, I need X amount of dollars, $975,000 for this quarterback, in my thinking, there had to have been a conversation between Radakovic and Mario in that, okay, you want us to spend $975,000 on a player, we've got to be able to get a return investment on that vis-a-vis wins. There had to have been a discussion, you see. But yeah, I agree. I don't think there was a set number, but there had to have been some type of discussion behind closed doors when they were trying to negotiate or whatever with these portal players. It's just like in business. I said it earlier, you're not going to sit there and spend all this money on a product or a person or an employee or whatever, and they not perform, or that product not get you your money back plus some. Now, again, when I say the 10 wins, I'm just saying, based on what I've seen and the money that they spent on Cam, I'm just thinking out of my own opinion, just my thinking, that you got to get at least 2 more wins for that money. Why would the school spend $1 million on one win? I mean, that's just my thinking. But there had to have been a conversation between Radakovic and Mario or whoever. Somebody had to get behind closed doors and say, okay, if we spend X amount of dollars, what are we going to get in return? And especially the university. I mean, that's a lot of money for one player.
Mm-hmm.
And now to get to your question, NWO, okay, I'm gonna play your game. I'm not trying to be funny or cute, but so if you have back to the job, everyday Joe Blow working man or woman or whatever you are.
Mhm.
If you are expected as an employee, if you're expected by your manager or supervisor to perform at X level, okay, and you don't perform at X level, more than likely there's going to be a conversation on why did you not get to that level? You may be fired, but you're going to be questioned on why you didn't do it. What's your plans on not, getting there? You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure there's got to be some type of behind door conversation about this. And I hope, I can't say for sure, but I can only hope that Mario's not sitting there thinking, man, I got, I got 5 more years. What's the hurry? I would hope not. That doesn't say that the possibility doesn't exist. But man, I tell you, if I hope it's not true, because if it is true that Mario is dragging foot because he has 8 to 10 years on the contract, we in more trouble than we thought.
I'll say this, Salco. I don't believe he's dragging foot.
No,
Goes to coach and put that much time in to lose.
right.
But to Hollywood Kane's point, if he came in with that approach of gutting the team, playing freshman, I'd have been okay with that. Now I know people don't want to hear this, but let's take the Mike Norvell approach with Jaden Davis. He found a quarterback. You're gonna be my guy. I'm gonna grow up with you. The kid said he was thinking about playing wide receiver. No, I want you to be my quarterback. And look what now that doesn't always mean that's the case, but we've seen so many examples of this. That what you've just done is when you brought in Cam Ward, you trying to get a flash in the pan win season because we only have him for 1 year. And because he has time, Hollywood, I wouldn't even trip if we would have went with Emory Williams or Ja'Cory Brown. I wouldn't even be tripping.
And that's my whole point with this program. This, Mario. So even what he said today when he came here, the program was in shambles, right? But if you really think about it, he really did not do a mass exodus, and he kept playing his players. This program needs a clean sweep rebuild, and that might not happen till year 4, unfortunately. And that is I don't care who the coach is. You know what I'm saying? It's just what he's pitching and what he's doing is not matching up. Right?
That's why I'm holding him to the fire. Thank you. And that's why I'm saying 10 wins. Because everyone, the program is shit to shambles. Right? No problem. You had an opportunity to get rid of these guys, and you didn't.
And now, Jordan has seen when I'm wrong, and I'll be mad. And it's like now we both understand each other. I think after all this debates, I finally see where you're coming from, and it all totally makes sense. So as a man, I'll fall back and I'll say, okay, I was wrong. Now I see where you're coming from, Coach Pompano. But I'm still pissed off at you about Dan Marino. But that's why you will always be Coach Pompano.
And hold up, and you saw that first here on South Coast Canes channel. You saw the olive bread. You saw it.
Yeah, but I'm not one of these jokers that just debate debate just to keep their facts right. It's like if you're wrong and you just say you're wrong, I was like, okay, now I understand.
And Cuban, that's this is what I base this show on. You know that. Shad knows. I'm sorry. 2001 Standard knows that. Y'all know that. This is what I welcome. This is what I want. I want to have the different perspectives. I want the different point of views. I want to have the debates. I want to have the topics. I want to have the discussion. You see, and and that's the one thing. That's what speaks to the character of y'all and to us. And to the other fine folks that are in the chat. We have our opinions, we have our thoughts, we have our theories. We may disagree, we may not see eye to eye, but we all eventually understand why each other thinks the way they think. And we eventually find out, hey, we all want the same thing. And it doesn't become a friggin' Jesse Springer show like you see on other
Jesse Springer.
Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about, where you see people just basically come to almost fisticuffs in the chat because, again, what I saw when I rewatched that, Coach Hayes' show where I think it was Cuban at that time. He was transforming into Hollywood, but there was a difference of opinion. And then here tonight, now we all see what we're talking. We see how we're thinking. So that's why it's not bullshit when I say everybody's welcome, all opinions are welcome, as long as you're not dumb about it.
Yeah,
So
and I guess for me, Coach Hayes, you coach with Mario. I've had the experience of seeing Mario the recruiter in home, because he recruited my cousin Orlando Iglesias. He was supposed to go to Miami, but Shockey decided to pick to get his scholarship, and then he was supposed to go to Orlando, and Houston paid him the money to go to Houston, right? So I've seen that Mario, and that Mario and this Mario are two different human beings. I don't know who this Mario is, and that's why I'm just like, I just don't know who this guy is. It's like, it's not. I don't know. It seems like it's a weird fit, him being at Miami now. And it's just, to me, just troubling that he didn't rebuild the program. He just, that's another thing that it feels like this is a remodel versus a rebuild, and that's probably my biggest disappointment with him. It's like, you are a builder, but you decided to remodel this program that has been in the dumps for a long time.
And Hollywood, check this out. That's what we're saying. People don't want to take accountability. When you've had the transfer portal, you had the ability to tell people to come get your jet and leave. I don't want you here anymore. You didn't do that.
Yep.
You come in and rebuild. When you rebuild something, you tear it down to the studs. Right? To the studs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, you talk so much shit about, I'm sorry for cussing. You talk so much trash about Manning, and it was just a horrible program, but majority of your players were his players, you know what I'm saying? And your key receivers are his receivers, so it's like, what are we doing here?
Here's the point. Your first save was a Manning recruit in Ja'Carri Brown.
Yep.
If you didn't like Ja'Carri Brown, let him go. What I'm saying is, you didn't have to recruit Ja'Carri Brown. No. He wasn't here. You kept him here because you went and found him. And that's why I kept saying, oh, many players. Well, it's sure funny that the majority of these many players we sure kept around.
Yeah.
Instead of letting them go and saying, look, I got 8 years. I'm going to spend 3 years of just walking through. I'm going to spend 3 years. I'm going to take these Hurricanes. We going to get our behind slaughtered these first 3 years. But when these dogs jump off the porch.
Yep.
See, but that's why I'm holding you accountable. If he had that plan and this is now year 3, I wouldn't even be talking like this.
Right.
If you're going to go and make a conscious effort, think about it. Every time we turn around, it's another transfer portal guy. We're trying to get a piece. We're trying to get it. And I understand. I'm not mad at that. That's the process. I'm not upset one bit. But if you're going to use that process, if you're going to use I'm just going to call it a cheat code because it sounds cool. But if you use the cheat code to put your building process in hyperspeed, then I expect hyper results. You see what I'm saying? If you're gonna use the transfer portal, think about it, we got transfer portal players that come in. Nobody seen Shamar Kirk but what, 5 plays all season? But yeah, he the fastest. This, that.
Right.
We flipped Jaleel Skinner from Alabama. Oh God, look at Mario working already. Oh my God. Don't even play him.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those things, what I'm saying, as a coach, it's like, know your personnel, and I don't think Mario knows his personnel, and that's just a huge it's I've said it before. I want a show where other YouTube and Twitter Spaces and whatever social media platform is out there is just clowning me because Mario won a national championship. That is my ultimate goal. I want Mario to clown. I want all these people to clown me and say, "Remember that dumbass Cuban team? Talking this trash about Mario, blah blah." And he, I wish that happens because I'm so tired of watching
Right.
this Jordan 20 for 20 on Miami Hurricanes program for the past. I mean, man, Coach,
You're
I don't know
right.
if you watched this, man, but it's
Yeah.
very depressing. It's a depressing show
And-
and I gave him the idea to do it. That's the bad part about it. But it's
Yeah.
extremely depressing revisiting what the hell happened to this program.
Right. And you see, and that's just it though. Everybody wants the same outcome. They just want Miami to be successful, want Miami to win championships again. That's the end game we all want. We want to be able to be able, say, hey, my team won after seeing all this crap go on for 20 something years. 2001 standard. It looks like you've been studying the playbook. What you got to say before we start wrapping this up?
So we're doing a night shift tonight, baby, at midnight.
What's the topic? What's the topic?
Oh,
What up?
Well, you got to have to figure something out because I brought peace to the valley, dude. So
I woke up one
no,
maybe
No.
Shad will bring some turmoil and despair
don't-
or controversy.
like I said, I don't. I've said everything that I had to say. It's 2001 standard. You utilized the portal. I was just counting the amount of portal guys we got. We got 37 and counting. Because again, some of the same media are saying that we're still looking. So probably looking at maybe 3 or 4 more guys. So there's 40 guys from the portal, plus the recruiting class, plus all that good stuff like that. So it is what it is. You didn't.
And I don't want to get off onto another topic because we've been talking for almost 33 hours here, but that's another good question for some time. What's up, Cajun Kane? Is how many portal players are enough? See what I'm getting at? At what point do I know it's all a coaching preference, but what is the perfect balance, the harmony, if you will, between portal players and recruits
Depends on what you
and what you have in the pantry? You see what I'm getting at? In other words, do you go, does the best route for success or long term, or what did Mario say? Sustainability. Is it, can you do the transfer portal? Can you live off free agency? Or is it better to do the farm system or a mix of both? I mean, that's a good question for another time, be it, Coach Hayes or Shad or myself or whoever. That's one thing I'm kind of curious about, So with all that being said, again, to the folks in the chat, I'm sorry. I've been in the zone. I haven't been ignoring your comments. I was focused and I wanted to say what I had to say. And plus I was using my small notebook because I was at work. So I had to concentrate on what I was seeing. But if I didn't, I didn't acknowledge any of the chat, I'm sorry. It's nothing against you personally. It was just me. So last word, final say. We'll start with let's go with I'm gonna play favorites and go with 2001 standard. What's your final thoughts, sir?
11 wins.
Okay, Mr. First time viewer, Macho Man, Coach Savage, what's your final words?
Oh yeah. I just want to say thank you for having me on so I could snap into a Hollywood Slim Jim and make him see it my way.
Okay, NWO, I'm gonna give you the last I'm gonna give you last shot. You get rebuttal, cross examination, whatever you want to say. Go.
Like I said before, me, Muhammad, JT Love, we beat Coach Hayes down. We made him cry to his mom. Put a sucker at the end of the day. And this is what we do. We made him cry. We made him sweat. He was throwing things around. I'm very proud of that. And just if you try it again, it's gonna be worse next time. We're gonna get tag team with Jordan and 2001 Standard. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a Royal Rumble to beat you down. So you come down here to the 305, 305. You don't know about that 305, coach, because you from Pompano. You come down to 305, you're gonna get beat down. So we don't play that down here in the 305, coach.
Now, hold up. Wait a minute. Shad, I meant to tell you had it all wrong the other night. What I say is, I'm about peace, love, and soul, baby. I'm not getting into a Royal Rumble, man. I'm a lover, not a fighter. And if you don't ask me, you can talk to my lady. But I'm just saying, I'm just joking. Look, it is what it is. I'm just being funny. I guess my last word is, again, we all have our opinions. We all have our points of views and our perspectives. And our end game is to see Miami be, I don't want to say Miami be Miami, but we want Miami to be successful. We want them to be consistently and sustainable as champions. Who doesn't? And I'm just, again, I can't tell you how glad I am to have the likes of NWO, Macho Man Coach Savage, and 2001 Standard here tonight, as well as the fine folks in the chat that unfortunately I wasn't paying attention to the chats. But this is the beauty of this channel, is we can have our different opinions, but at the end, we understand each other. And the world could use a little bit more of that, and especially us Hurricane fans, because I'm telling you what, they got some doozies out there. But anyway, that's it. I do appreciate y'all stopping by. Thank y'all for listening to me earlier. Thanks to everybody in the chat. I would try to name everybody, but it'd take me a little bit. And, I've been on here for almost 3 hours, and, we got to get prepped for Coach's late night. But again, thanks to screw it. I'm going against the grain. Thanks to Shad for being here. Thanks for Coach Hayes. Thank you so much for being here. And Cuban, thank you for coming in. Thank y'all for I don't care what it says. I brought you into this show. I can take you out.
I love it.
That's good. Appreciate it, bro.
Look, but seriously though, guys, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, pause, but I do appreciate this. This is great. This is what it's all about. So, as I say, not what Shad says, I say, peace, love, and soul. Always about the you. We're gonna catch you Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern. We will have episode 3 of The Rise of the Fall, 2006 Coker's Last Stand. And there is a Royal Rumble in that show too, by the way. So thank y'all. Stay safe. Go check out Shad Saturday night. Go check out Coach Hayes in a couple hours. And always look out for Cuban. He's coming. So until next time, thank y'all, guys. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and have a good one.
Good night.
See you later.
Bye. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Anytime.
Hey, hang on.
You can hear me?